you who don't know, I'm Rick, and I'm in the Rockies. Check this out. Cool. I'd like to see one. Not as it pounces on me from behind, but of course if it did right now you'd see it before I would, so. Ah! Alright, good morning. So you can see the signboard behind me, I hope. I'm on a little bit of a natural high because I'm in Grande Cache. And I'm hoping to do the Sulphur Rim Trail. I don't have any snowshoes, so I'm hoping that some people in town were down around here with their quads, skidoos. Hopefully some other people with some snowshoes and stuff to beat a bit of a trail. So right now it looks as if there's a skidoo trail beat down through here. So I'm hoping it follows the trail all the way around. And my plan is to get down around the Sulphur Rim, take in some of the sights down there. There's a little bit of snow flurries in the air, so you can't really see the mountains real well, but we should be able to get a good view of the Sulphur Rim Valley, and probably have a little campfire, cook up a little lunch here. Nothing big, just got some ramen noodles, ichiban or whatever you want to call it, a couple of bars. Nice day. It's about -1 right now. So, trail looks good so far. Let's hope it continues all the way around like this. This is easy walking. It's bet down nice. I've got myself a gimbal. So this will be my first time testing it out here now. I'm not 100% up on operating this thing right now, so I'll be testing it out on this video, trying the different modes, operating modes, and we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully, I'm sure it'll be a lot smoother video once I figure out the proper settings for filming different things. A little breezy down here this morning, but that's nice. It kind of keeps you cooled off, although it's not real cold. As anyone knows who hikes, you work up a sweat anyway. But yeah, the trail is good so far. Nice skidoo trail to follow, and a few tracks around, some elk, some deer, coyote, actually some human tracks down here, but self-isolating. They say keep 2 meters away from people. Well, I'll probably be upwards of 4 kilometers from the closest person when I get down here, so I think I should be safe, or they'll be safe from me. Who knows? Why is this upside down now? What the hell? There we are. Wow, that's weird. I guess it depends on where the gimbal is situated when you start it, which direction it goes. That's wild. Okay. So anyway, this is kind of cool. This oh, see, we've got a little joystick here that I can move as well. I'm going to try to take some different modes of video here. So the trail back there goes probably a couple of 100 yards behind the Grande Cache Institute, which is the federal penitentiary. There's a fence up there as well, and some signs stating such. Of course, you're not allowed to go in there, but it's kind of like a road that goes around, goes from Fireman's Pit across the back, and then you turn down this little trail right here where we are now. And this is actually the Sulphur Rim Trail, which is also a good majority of leg 5 of the death race. And we're still on a good trail. There's less human activity down here. The other trails seem to be used most recently by a skidoo. This one looks like there's some little scat of fresh snow over it. I am seeing some tracks. There's some people. So this morning in my Facebook feed news, I noticed that the boss is awake. I don't know if anyone knows who the boss is, but apparently he's the head honcho of the grizzly bears in Banff. So he's awoken from his sleep. But I see from some of the pictures they don't have a lot of snow down there, probably up in the mountains, but in around town and along the highways there's very little. But if you look around here, yeah, we still have a good 3 feet of snow, I bet you, in around town here, and it's kind of disappointing because the 10-day forecast doesn't show any plus temperatures. Everything is in the negative numbers, and especially at night it's like negative teens and mid and high teens, like between -12 and -18 for the next 10 days. So we're going to be into April before it might start to melt in here. So looks like it's going to be on into May before any of these trails open up sufficiently, you know, that you can walk around without snowshoes and stuff. Of course, a trail like this will eventually just turn to ice, and you'll need like crampons to get around here, or a pair of hockey skates. And a few years back, the first or second week of April, several of us camped down on the flats just outside of town. Like, there was no snow down there. You know, we spent the weekend. It was cold at night, but daytime temperatures were up in the, you know, 8, 10, 12 degrees, which is just beautiful. A little cut line here. But yeah, lots of snow in the bush yet. Anyway, we're getting close to some, soon be close to some vantage points here where we can look out and hopefully see some mountains. I see the sun is trying to peek through there now, so hopefully we can see some mountains or something. Alrighty. You can probably hear my beer bell jingling there in the background. I wear that all the time. Just makes a little noise to warn any animals that are in the area. This is the Sulphur River. Now we'd just be cruising along down the trail. Nice along the rim here. There's no great amount of snow, but it is a little icy and muddy in places. So yeah, I was saying about the boss, the big bear. Alpha male grizzly in Banff there, but I'm thinking it might be a little early for him up around this way. We're quite a ways farther north, and still a lot of snow. Temperatures are cold. Very difficult for him to get around in here, unless they're walking on the trails like me, which would be great, eh? Run into one of them out here. Awesome. There's the river. Better view there now. Stay there. I'm going to try to get a picture of me walking down the trail, eh? See if I can't find a nice spot here to stop and have a little campfire, cook some lunch. Hopefully this camera doesn't tip over on me. I'm going to gather up a little bit of wood here, a little campfire, sit back, relax. Cook a little lunch. Lots of old dead sticks lying around here. So I got my little homemade fire starter here, made from cardboard egg cartons, dryer lint, and old candles melted down. These will actually burn for about 20 minutes. Anybody who knows me, who's been around me on the campfire, you know my story. Anyway, I might do a segment on these one day. And there's lots of options out there now for lighting fires. These are great. I learned this in an outdoor survival, winter safety and survival class many moons ago. The good thing about them is if you make them correctly, they're waterproof. Very cheap to make. Like I say, they'll burn for about 20 minutes once you can get them lit. Let's see if I can drag that old log up here and have a seat. All that gets going. Let's see if I can bring you over this way a little closer so you can see what I'm doing. There we have chicken. Bon appetit. Should have brought a couple of wieners or a smoky to roast on that fire. Wasn't really thinking. Oh well, next time. Okay, so stopped there for about an hour and a half. I got everything packed up now. Finished my lunch. See my fire pit there. It was all but out. I just covered it with snow and packed it down so it doesn't light up again. So, okay, so just a couple 100 yards there from where we had lunch. Walking along, and I came across some cougar tracks in the snow. I know there's cougars around town there. A friend of mine in town had saw what he thought was a cougar kill of a deer carcass, set up his game camera, and saw a mama with 2 last year's cubs, and that's like virtually in his back garden. That was about 3 weeks, a month ago or so, which would have been end of February, early March maybe. So yeah, let's see. So a cougar track has a pad with 4 toes. So check it out. Hopefully it comes out on the video here. There's one there. There's a bunch of them there. Another one. That's a pretty big cougar paw, I'm guessing it is. It's the size of the palm of my hand, pretty much. Awesome. No bear tracks though. I know cougars frequent this area quite a bit. Always in the spring, you hear them. There's always reports of people seeing them and hearing them around town and seeing their cubs and stuff. I think they know there's good hunting in around town. Lots of deer hang out in around town. So they come up close to town and catch the deer and the young elk, I guess, too. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's a good track here. Watch, I'm just gonna open up my camera again. Yeah. Tracks. Of course, tracks don't mean anything. Like a friend of mine's father said years ago when we were in rabbit hunting. Did you get any rabbits? He said, no, but there's lots of tracks. He said, when's the last time you had a good feed of tracks? So there you go. Oh yeah, lots of tracks around here. Cool. And it looks like more than one. Looks like a bigger track. It's probably the same ones. I'm not sure if you can see this. Let me see. Looks like a bigger track on this side of the trail. Going this way, and over here there's smaller tracks. So maybe Mama with last year's kit. Maybe it's the ones that was caught in around town feeding on a deer carcass in the last month or so. Maybe it's Mama and 2. Anyway, in all my years roaming around here, I've never ever seen an actual cougar. I've seen their tracks lots. I've seen just about every other kind of animal and their tracks, but I've yet to see a cougar. I'd like to see one. Not as it pounces on me from behind, but of course if it did right now, you'd see it before I would. So. Ah! Awesome. Check it out. I don't know if you can see it. Check this out. Wow. So this here Can't tell right now, it's daylight. This is a reflective tack. Cool. So you might notice them as you're hiking along here. They're all along the trees. Because, as I mentioned earlier, this is part of the Death Race Trail. Here's one here. Yeah. Leg 5. And the majority of the runners on leg 5 run at night. Just because that's the logistics of it. That's when they end up coming through here, whether they're solo, team runners, whatever. So as you're running with your headlight on, all these little dots along the trail kind of mark your way. Oh yeah, so here we go. For those of you who don't know, I'm Rick, and I'm in the Rockies. Oh yeah, baby. Get a close-up of the trail description a bit better. Can't get in there because, as you can appreciate, the snow is kind of deep. Ugh. So you see correctional facility. So the Sulphur Rim Trail, TH trailhead, that's where I started. I went in this little road and then I followed the trail over this way. And down to the LP is lookout points. That's the several lookout points. And then I came back and went right down to the P there by Fireman's Pit Road. And then I followed the orange line back up and then back out to the trailhead. So now I just have to go up Hoppy Avenue, turn in this first road here, and then I live over on this loop here. It's called Maudsley Crescent. Turn you back this way. This concludes another little hike. Just can't wait to get back in on those silver peaks with the passport to the peaks later on in the summer when the snow gets melted down a bit. So until next time, happy trails.